What makes you happy? When somebody says, "Oh, I finally get it. I'm a math teacher." Creating. I love putting a lot of work into sewing or sculpting or painting something and being able to see the end result. On a very related note, seeing self-improvement. I can put two things I've made together and see a definite change, and that's awesome. Having my head scratched, I just melt. Those days where your brain is just running super efficient, pumping out high quality stuff at a million miles an hour. You feel ready for anything, creative, strong, upbeat. Also, sitting down in the shower of a morning and taking some very deep breaths to relax and reflect before you face the day. Exploring the outdoors and discovering new things with my friends. The world is a beautiful place. Having a stocked fridge and clean dishes. Knowing that I've helped people. I think the happiest I am is when waking up without an alarm clock fairly early in the morning while camping. That smell of the dew, the noise of all the various animals and insects buzzing about, throwing on a sweatshirt and popping myself down into a foldable yard chair and just taking everything in. Losing myself in a good book or a good TV series. When I hear a song that I haven't heard in a while that perfectly describes or relates to what I'm feeling. Finally keeping a decent amount of money and not immediately blowing it on stupid stuff. Once a month, our children and their spouses and their children come home for dinner. We crowd the place up with tables in at least 3 different rooms, especially now that the grandchildren have started bringing their boyfriends and girlfriends. There is almost always singing, almost always a birthday to celebrate. The 10 years old and younger bunch have little interest in dinner. We've debated on whether or not we should set up a table for them at all. They make a beeline for the back door, for the sandbox, the jungle gym, and the swing set. My children and their spouses crowd up at the kitchen table, where the kids once jockeyed for elbow room and provoked each other on general principle. They now squeeze up to be together and provoke each other to laughter. Even after they all leave, the house has the feel of their presence, and I'm happy. My dog Archimedes, Archie for short. He's always so excited to see me, and he's always by my side. He's always smiling too. He isn't big on licking or kisses, but if he knows I'm upset he'll give me a few licks on the cheek and accept a kiss in return. It's really sweet. He cuddles with me every night while I sleep and doesn't leave my side during the day. He's probably the best part of my life. He was abandoned 5 times by homes who adopted him. I was only supposed to foster him, but after about a week I realized I needed him more than he needed me. I love my little Archie. New music. Taking my bra off at the end of the day. Best feeling ever. Good health, nice job and family. People getting along. Dogs and cats. Interesting conversations with fun people. Food. Being the first one to break the seal on a new jar of peanut butter. Finding a delicious beer in the fridge that I didn't know was there. Having a good penis day as I've come to think of it. Surely I'm not the only guy that will look at my penis some days and be like, damn, and then the next day it's like. The right balance of cereal and milk. The simple things in life. Food, music, interesting conversations, a good bourbon, and coitus. Bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens. Simply thinking of things to be happy about. I'm not homeless, I'm not hungry, I'm not an asshole, I don't think so. I put my best forward most of the time, and I'd do anything for the people I care about. Damn, my mom raised a good kid. I'm happy about that. Real happiness is in the human who feels it. Rainy days, blueberry muffin, Earl Grey, and Sherlock Holmes is a perfect day. Blueberry pancakes always put me in a good mood. Brand new socks straight out of the bag. My wife, my daughter, a good hamburger, and Call of Duty. I'm a simple man. I enjoy pretty dark-haired women and breakfast foods. The fact that spring break starts in under 10 hours and I get to go home and see my mom after a long 3 months. Being alone. What makes me happy is being in control of my happiness. I realize that my happiness is not dependent on external things, but a choice I make in every moment. I practice being happy every day. It didn't just happen. Even when things are going badly, I can still be a happy, peaceful person. This has set me free and makes me happy. I always see so many posts on Reddit about depression and loneliness, so I just wanted to add my 2 cents on being happy. An apple pie, a bright blue sky, a breezy meadow in July, an ice cream bar, a shooting star, the sound of a steel guitar. I love the smell of rain, wearing a hat and cane, Tiffany window panes, they are lovely to see, frost on a windowsill, the feel of a dollar bill, vacations in Brazil. It fills me up with glee. My boys, walking in the forest on my own, tea, my pet mice, a good long sit down after a too long stand up. Boobs, oh, and food that tastes good. My 3 children can put a smile on my face at the hardest of times. Clear sky, a soccer ball and some friends. Positive reinforcement. It's nice to know you're appreciated and mean something to others. Validates what you're doing. Dopamine and endorphins. Being around my boyfriend. Simply being able to rest my head on his shoulder or hold his hand or even just sit next to him makes me so comfortable. I feel so safe and at home and happy. Growing my own food. I see the little green sprouts and think it's alive. Being outside on a warm spring day after a long cold winter. Having my belly scratched gets me every time. That and chasing sticks. Also the tinkle of the bell, which means it's food time, and being called a good boy. Barking at cars always makes me happy too. Bacticles. I'll quote Tolstoy here. Nature, books, music, love for one's neighbor. Such is my idea of happiness. Sleep. When my power increases. Standing in line at the DMV. Just kidding. Screw that. A jog on a Sunday morning in the countryside with the sun shining and Fleetwood Mac in my ears. Coming home to a big bowl of Nutella banana oatmeal. Lazily napping on the couch with my fiancé. There will be good in the world, no matter if I'm in it or not. Myself. After struggling with depression and self-identity issues for years, including being teased and suicidal in school, I have come to the realization that I'm awesome. Only I have control over who I am, and I love myself. A smile. My kids. My wife. Happy people. Relaxing at a computer, editing a well-shot video. Making other people happy and seeing genuine smiles. What can I do for you guys today? My wife. My boyfriend and his daughter. To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. Very small rocks. Alone time. Reddit makes me happy. This is well timed. I recently came to a bit of an epiphany that has left me the happiest I've probably been for quite some time. After a truly disastrous year, this year has been incredibly promising, and I finally feel that I'm on the right track. The big difference? Knowing what I want, being comfortable with how I'm now, and that I'll be able to find what I want. In my case, this especially relates to dating/romance, though it applies in other areas as well, and feeling that I have some control. I got out of a relationship in January that was in many ways wrong for me. Mostly, it was comfortable, but not that much spark. I have dated a few girls since, and when I really felt a click, I realized that's what I wanted. I'm happy being single rather than getting stuck in a relationship that is okay, but doesn't really do it for me. This sounds obvious, but it took me a while to get there. I'm 32. Just knowing that, and being willing to wait for someone I truly connect with, has made a huge difference. Coupled with success in setting up dates and meeting women, it's given me the confidence to believe for the first time in my adult life that I can find someone truly special and that I'm willing to wait for her rather than settling for acceptable. My dad doesn't know me or anyone else in his life. He has dementia and has had a stroke. He does, however, think my dog is his, and he lights up like a Christmas tree when she is at his house. It makes me happy to see a man who was one of the finest human beings to ever pass through this realm. A guy who put his entire family on his back, smile and laugh. For a bonus, the dog is from a shelter, win/win as they say. That and the thought of one day finding the woman I'd like to give myself and life's work accumulation to keeps me going. 1. Not being at work. I think I have bipolar, but it feels like if I'm at work, I'm being crippled by depression. If I'm not at work, I'm free, and I can create my own happiness. I can fully appreciate my great family and stuff. This idea that the world is mine for the taking is very real to me now that I'm older, but only after I got so dependent on a career path I ended up hating. 2. Doing stand-up. I love every aspect of a crowd laughing at jokes I made up. Other people being happy. Pure and simple. My bike, an open road, and no destination. Masturbating. Then I get very sad. The comfort of having a home. My right hand, and increasingly, my left hand. How has no one said puppies? Knowing that even though I just got out of a very long-term relationship, I will be okay. I no longer need to rely on another person to be happy. Not setting my alarm and just sleeping until I'm done. That feeling when I'm trying to learn a new song on guitar and then it just clicks. Getting home after a long day and hanging with the cat and dog. Cooking a big meal and enjoying it with friends. That rare smile I get from the receptionist in the office next to mine. The first drink on a Friday night. Hearing from old friends. Reading books on science. I could keep going, but that's good for now. Having a place to rest my head at night. When I see the ones I love around me, content means I'm doing something right. My girlfriend makes me the happiest dude on the planet. My antidepressants. I have 2 children. Silence. Silence makes me so happy. Tears are coming to my eyes thinking of it now. Oh, I know. Having access to boobs 24/7. It's nice to be a girl. They're just so soft. Warm summer nights, where there's still sunlight at 8 p.m. Fresh bread, aged cheese, and a glass of wine. Spending a whole day in your pajamas, doing the lazy activity of your choice, video games, watching TV, reading, etc., and getting off the couch only to make tasty snacks. Finishing the last loop on a netting project. Bubble baths. The smell that comes before a spring downpour. And while we are on the subject of rain, walking barefoot during a downpour. Squishing mud between your toes. Being healthy and anxiety free. As someone who suffered from depression and anxiety in the past and still recovering, the times I'm not anxious, having a panic attack, or feeling depressed I feel really happy because I can feel normal. That makes me really happy and a life worth living for. Waking up with plenty of time to sleep before the alarm goes off. Actually getting up and doing something every once in a while. I think I'm done with Reddit for today. Being alive and not dead makes me happy. Upvotes make me happy. I don't know why, because I'll never use them for anything, but downvotes make me sad. Apart from Reddit, family, fine art and success in life each make me very happy. Leaning my head back on a silent cloudless night and staring up at the stars. I live in a very rural area, so it's just magical. Making a good omelette in the morning. This came as a shock to me, but since I and my husband got our own apartment I really love cleaning and organizing. It feels so good to just sit down and relax and know that everything is in its place and there are no dishes or dirty laundry looming over your head. So I guess I do like actually cleaning sometimes, especially as a release when I'm upset, but I really love the feeling that comes from finishing cleaning. When my girlfriend scratches my back, I purr like a walrus when she does that. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked this video.